Okay, we're recording, and of course I've forgotten my remote microphone. We'll have to go ahead and use the one on the camera. Sound isn't as good, but I'm going to ride on a new trail for a video, not a new trail for me riding, but hopefully you'll enjoy it. We have a beautiful day again here in Irvine. It's around 70 degrees, and here we go. I'm riding the Fiido X. I screwed up on my attempted video on Monday because I didn't realize that my iPhone was actually in camera. So that video ended up being a throwaway. I've remounted my camera differently so that there's no obstructions this time. So hopefully this will come out much better, audio notwithstanding. Turning on my Lumos lights, make sure everybody's on and blinking. Yep. Turn signals. Turn signals are working. We're good to go. Safety first, right? Okay, let me hit record ride. Now, I guess I will. Hi folks, I'm not sure that I actually got video at the start of this ride, because my camera just turned itself off about a mile into my ride, so I've got it back on. Again, I'm recording without the help of my good microphone, so I'm using the camera microphone. I hope you can hear me okay. I don't see the thing responding to my voice that much. I'm going to stop it a minute. Testing. Let's hope this is actually taking audio. Anyway, I'm going to go with or without audio. If this isn't working, it's another bust for me. I'll have to do it again. Anyway, here we go. Assuming that I didn't get video recorded when I left the house, I'm riding on my Fiido X again, on the path that I rode on Monday. I took the path all the way to eventually to Super 73. I don't know that I'll make it that far today. My plan was to go back to Super 73, but not on my Fiido, but instead on my Super 73 S2, so I could have them quickly check the bolt torque on my chainstay bolts, which I had to remove when I got rid of the stock plastic fenders and replaced them with flow carbon graphite fenders. Much better fenders, much better coverage, much better looking, and actually, because they're carbon fiber, they're lighter, and they are the envy of anyone who hasn't done that particular upgrade to their Super 73. I love them. Anyway, I'm riding on the Juanitamo trail again, bike trail, and the Fiido doesn't have any rear suspension. The only thing saving my biscuits is a very padded seat, but beyond that, I'm riding suspensionless, and every bump I hit, even with the padded seat, is a more pain than I really like. As I was saying on the first part of this journey, which I don't think got video recorded, I forgot what I was saying. Sorry folks, I'm a little distracted. I'm riding with the seat at a slightly higher level, or it's raised from where I rode it on Monday. It's a little more comfortable, but still needs to go up a little higher than I've got it. And I don't know if I won't bother trying to adjust it while I'm out on my ride, because that's a lot of work. It's a different, the seat post on this particular e-bike also doubles as the battery pack, and so it's a proprietary seat post fastener, and it requires a little bit of extra effort to make adjustments. It's not really adjustable on the fly. Coming up on your left. Thank you. I would say that one person in about 4 or 5 now actually is listening to bicyclists who warn them from behind, and it's almost entirely because they're wearing noise-canceling earbuds like Apple's or Sennheiser or Jabra. There's a lot of brands out there now, and they don't hear anything. They hear their music, and because the noise cancellation technology is so incredibly good, it blocks all outside noise, and people don't realize that they can turn that off so that they can more safely operate either as a runner or a pedestrian or a cyclist. It really annoys me that cyclists are wearing them, because they need to be at the speeds that most people ride. They need to be aware and alert of everything around them. And if you take away one critical sense, your hearing, you take that out of the equation when you ride, you're just creating more of a hazard on not only on yourself but other riders. And I think it's selfish and irresponsible, and I'm really adamant about that. I'm sorry if I sound angry, but I am, and I have every right to be, because I've dealt with these kinds of people. They don't exist beyond the world between their ears. They don't pay. And like that runner just went by, she's got full-blown headphones on. Not earbuds, headphones. Why? Why does she need to be running with headphones on? Is it so critical that she has music to be able to exercise? I never function that way. Maybe I'm too old and crusty, I don't know. But anyway, this bike makes me work out, I will tell you that. I'm already feeling the pump in my legs. It's not a throttle bike, it is a pedelec, which is a type of e-bike that in order to go forward, you have to pedal. Yeah, you get help from a motor, but number one, you pick the amount of motor assistance you want, and number two, if you don't use the gears the proper way, you're either going to ghost pedal the hell out of this bike, or you're going to work way too hard, harder than anybody's. Thank you. Thanks, buddy. Guy hit the walk sign for me. I'm not being able to watch my Fiido data, but I don't need to because I've got it going on my Apple Watch. So that's illegal. Fucking idiots. They're gonna ruin, excuse my swearing, but they're gonna ruin, people like that are gonna ruin it for the rest of us. Somebody's gonna get badly hurt, and somebody who isn't responsible for their well-being is going to take the blame, even though they should take their own blame. They should be 100% responsible. Coming up on your right. You're okay. You're good. You're good. Now, this kid's too young to be on an e-bike, but I'm at least happy that he's wearing a helmet. Hopefully he doesn't have his chin strap dangling, which someone on next door told me is all the rage of the kids now. It's cool to have that chin strap not buckled, which basically means you're balancing your helmet on the top of your head. That effectively renders your helmet useless from a safety standpoint. I watched a video on Nextdoor of a kid who crashed in an intersection because he illegally entered the crosswalk, and he wasn't wearing the chin strap on his helmet, and the helmet went flying off, and he did a header. The video of him was too far away to tell if he got up quickly, so I'm assuming he's okay, but I guarantee you he felt the pain when he got home that night, if not the next day. I hope he learned his lesson. That's all I can say. Over University. I'm heading south on University. We're going to go to Yale and take the Yale pedestrian/bike bridge over the 405 freeway and on over into Woodbury. This is the community of University Park on my right. And God, I hope the audio recording is okay. Of course, I left my good microphone behind. I got to make myself a new checklist so that when I do these bike rides with my DJI camera, I'm using a DJI Action 4 video camera. It's a great camera. I'm very much impressed with it. Not so much impressed with the onboard microphones, but the DJI mic, I don't believe it even has a model number. I think it's just called DJI mic, is excellent. I've used it a couple of times now on on my rides, and the audio quality is great when recording using those microphones. So I promise I won't forget it again. I'll keep it with my camera so that I know that I must use it. We are coming up on Yale, which on the other side of the 405 actually turns into a big loop. And they changed the name of the street to Yale Loop. There's East Yale Loop and West Yale Loop. But on this side, Yale is just one big, wide street. Look how wide this street is. I know you're looking at it through a wide-angle camera lens, but this street is so wide that you could actually take away half of it and it would still be more than sufficiently wide to hold two opposing lanes and 2 bike lanes. It's almost comical how wide it is. And the irony is that it's, as you hopefully can see coming up here on the right, no parking entire block. You cannot park on this ultra-wide street. For the life of me, I'm not really sure why. So, it's nice and pleasant out. I think I mentioned in the piece of video that didn't get recorded, it's about 72 degrees out on a December 14th, which is high, above average temperature for middle of December in Southern California. And that's because we have a Santa Ana wind condition creating an offshore flow, so it's pushing warm air that's heated in the high deserts through the Los Angeles basin, and it pushes the air right offshore, and it has the effect of making it toasty warm during the day, but when the sun goes down and the offshore flow dies, it cools down rapidly. It gets into the mid-40s, which is pretty cool for Southern California at night. I think we have people picking up their kids, so I gotta be careful. Pay attention, get off your phone. I don't know who's worse. People behind the wheel of a car with their phones, or kids on the bikes with their phones. I've seen both now. I don't know. It's just bad everywhere.
I got a symphonic band apparently.
I don't know what school that is, but it looks like it must be a middle school. It's hard for his 61-year-old guy to tell what a high school aged kid and a junior high or middle school aged kid looks like these days. I don't even remember what I looked like. I just know they all look young to me. So that's a compliment, not a slight. We're now crossing the 405 freeway on the bike and pedestrian only bridge. Guy just passed me in the opposite direction on a conventional bike, no motor power, just human power. Ugh, God, those bumps are torture on my back. I'm gonna have to put some, I think I'm gonna probably put some BMX style handlebars on this bike, because the reach forward is a little excessive, and because of the reach forward, 2 things are happening. My hands fall asleep because I'm leaning too much weight on the grips, and it affects my back when I go over bumps with this hard suspension tail bike. Even the front is hard suspension too. There's literally no suspension at all. So thank you, lady. So nice of you not to give me the right of way. I won't tell you what I was thinking about that. I'll just let it go. She looked right at me too. Thank you. Coming up on your right side. I'll slow down. You bet. Stay over there, young man. Oh, God, too many bumps. I don't know if you can hear them in the camera audio, but they hurt. I just went through a big cloud of bugs. Ate a few. You can get my eyes because I've got sunglasses on, but I tasted them, whatever they were. Little things, very little. This is a man-made lake on the left side. Again, this is the community of Woodbury. I explained last time I went through here, and it was back when you first saw water in the video frame. A woman, for unknown reasons, crashed through what little barrier they have. It isn't really a barrier, it's just widely spaced concrete pillars. If she'd hit one of those, she wouldn't have gone into the lake, but she didn't. She went through them. And I'm going to pause for a minute here and get by this crowd. Passing on your left. You're okay. Just stay right. Stay right. It's okay. Heads up, kids. Heads up. Stay put. Please stay put. Thank you. I can't really tell those kids what to do because they just scatter. It's easier for them just to stop right where they are so I can make my way through. They don't have much of a navigation system at that age. I know my own mother was probably a little too protective, but she would not let me go out on a bike unsupervised at that young an age. Not like today's parents generally do. I won't say all parents do, but it's alarming how many kids under the age of, let's say, 8 or 10 are out tooling around, a lot of them not wearing helmets. It's actually the law. I think it's the law in just about every town in Southern California that kids under the age of 18 are required to wear a bicycle helmet. And I see so many kids out riding, often on e-bikes, which is another illegal activity, riding without helmets and riding at speeds unsafe for them and for other people, riders, pedestrians, cars, you name it. It's getting a little overwhelming. And disconcerting. God, it's a gorgeous night. Heads up. Get your dog on a leash, please. Or I'll accidentally run it over. kid on a cell phone, not hanging on to his handlebars at all. Underaged. Nice. Let's talk about how many laws are broken there.
Split 1, 31 minutes, 2 seconds. Split speed, 9.6 miles per hour.
Move right, please. I don't understand any since they're not speaking English. Always convenient. Ouch. My kingdom for back sparing suspension. I try to avoid the bumps, but I don't always maintain these paths all that well. I don't get paved very often. I know it's a lot of money. Some are worse than others. Let's see if I can ask Siri to respond to Ellen. Hey Siri.
What do you want to say?
I'm out on a bike ride.
Okay, sending.
I'll probably edit that out. Well, I'm making pretty good time. I will not be going back exactly the same way. I will take more of this path on my way back, probably all the way to Lagoon Canyon. I would say I think it's a Shimano Altus derailleur on this. It's really good. It's very smooth. It shifts more smoothly. Wrong side of the path, man. Ugh. People really don't know the rules. They just don't. Takes away from the enjoyment, you know? Biking used to be so much more carefree for me. And maybe it's because at a younger age I was more confident, more bold, more just less fearful of things happening on two wheels. You know, I've had to struggle to gain my confidence back. It took a while. I can't say I'm fully confident yet, and I don't think that I ever will be. I think that I've become a much more cautious rider at my age. I know how much more difficult it is for me to recover from injury, and I scar really bad. I've actually broken a bone. I broke the rib on a crash that was 100% my fault, and I actually physically landed on the bikes. The bike was laying down on the pavement, and I landed on the pedal protruding straight up, and I thought I had either sprained or torn a muscle in my chest, but the pain was extremely sharp and very it was acute and particularly isolated. And I went to urgent care and got an x-ray, and the guy said, yep, you broke a rib. And I don't know how he could tell. I didn't see jack on the x-ray, but I believe him, as it felt like a broken rib. And man, I couldn't cough, I couldn't sneeze, I couldn't breathe in deeply. Everything hurt. I couldn't even laugh. Broken ribs suck. So, let me see, what time is it? Hey Siri, what time is it?
It's 4:18 p.m.
Okay, I probably should turn around. I've only got half hour till sunset. So, I will do that. I'll go up to where this curls around. I think Super 73 is actually closed anyway. I think they close at 4 o'clock, so I missed that window anyway. There's the sun setting in the west. Make a hairpin turn here. And some ducks in the runoff water. There's got to be some resilient ducks. I don't think that runoff water is all that clean. That is, I believe, the San Diego. Yeah, let's go Peters Canyon Trail a little ways. I think that's called the San Diego Creek Trail, or San Diego Wash, or San Diego Creek Wash. I don't actually know. I'm gonna have to, when I check the mapping on this, and I put a title on this YouTube video, I'll make sure that I include that as the ultimate destination of my ride. I've been on I think it's about 25 to 30 miles one way. It goes from, I forget what the north, and I'm sorry folks, it's been a while since I've been on this trail, but I know that it goes pretty far north into the inland communities, and it extends all the way to the Newport Back Bay, and pretty much dead ends at the south end of the Newport Back Bay, or Newport Bay, at PCH. And I've been on every mile of this trail. There's some parts that aren't much to look at. but other parts are quite pleasant. So I can't remember if it's this trail or the trail that's east of me that is part of the, they have a name for it. It's like the ocean to the mountains or freeway to the mountains or something like that. And it's all bike trail. And it's nice because once you get out a certain, or at least in the past, when I did it like 20 and upwards of 30 years ago, it was all bikes. It wasn't pedestrians, it wasn't skaters, it wasn't other forms of transportation. It was just bikes, and it was great. So, and they all knew the etiquette. So, I'm going to turn around up here. If I had more time and more sunlight, I would just keep going. But I'm going on my turn signal, and it's not going to go down that. That would be extremely painful for an old man. So, yep, we're looking back towards the sunset. Make sure nobody's coming in from the other direction, and we will head back home. I hope today I don't go so far as that my camera battery dies again, because I did not bring a spare with me. In addition to the microphones I also forgot a spare battery. It died on me on Monday, but like I mentioned, I think, maybe I didn't. The camera was set up on my handlebar such that the edge of my iPhone was in view, and honestly it was annoying and distracting. So I tossed all that video coverage out, all hour and 25 minutes of it, and this is the replacement. The only thing the viewing audience isn't going to get is my really cool handlebar mounted video tour of Super 73's flagship showroom, which is located at their former headquarters. They still occupy the same building that was their world headquarters, but they have since moved into a much more expansive facility, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's a facility that would be the envy of Boeing, Lockheed, Google, Yamaha, you name it. It's a beautiful facility. And God, they got one room that they call their cafeteria, and I gotta say there's less tables to sit down and eat, and more space for ping pong tables and pool tables and video games. And I mean, I'm talking the old school video games, not the kind that you hold in your hands. So they got their own arcade there. Yeah, it's incredible. You can actually see it on YouTube if you download, or if you view the right video, you can see it. So, passing by what used to be kind of a marquee outdoor hockey facility that is still getting used, but number one, it looks used, which kind of, it directly points to just how much it was used and how old it is. But now that they've opened that beautiful facility in the great park of Irvine, this one is kind of an afterthought. It's a shame. It's been here for a long time, and they have, I believe, 2 full-size regulation hockey rinks in there. And I used to ride by here, and it was always a bustle. It was busy, and people were waiting to play. But now they've got something that even the Anaheim Mighty Ducks use for practices. It's something to see. Someday I'll ride over there, and I'll figure out a way to secure my bike, and I'll go in there with my DJI camera and give you guys a video tour of it because it's something to see. And it's staying a little warmer tonight than I expected, but I'm still glad I got my windbreaker. I'm going about 15 miles an hour, which is about the fastest I can comfortably go, and still pedal at a cadence that is comfortable. I don't like going so darn fast that, you know, my cadence is probably upwards of 80 or 90 rotations per minute. And what happens is when you get up to that kind of speed, pedal speed, on a 20-inch wheeled bike like this one, you do something referred to as ghost pedaling, which is where your pedaling catches up with the rotational speed of the bike, and it's not a great way to ride. It's not fun. So that's a little bit of wear and tear on the bike too, unnecessary wear and tear. It's darker than it is because of my sunglasses, but I don't like riding with the breeze in my eyeballs anymore. Used to be able to handle that when I was young, but now as I've gotten older. Yep, I'm down one battery bar on my Fiido X. This thing has a pretty big battery for a small bike. That seat post, you wouldn't think a seat post battery pack could hold so many of the, I believe they're 18350 cells, probably LG or Samsung, maybe Panasonic. I know they're a good quality cell, I just don't remember which manufacturer. But nevertheless, the seat post is, I suspect that it's given the size of the seat post, it's not a round seat post, it's kind of shaped, if you look at a cross section of it, it looks like almost like a bullet, a stubby bullet. And I would say it probably has, oh, that's a Van Moof. Ooh, very fancy. That's a $6,000 or $7,000 e-bike. That's inquiry. Van Moof or Van Moof? It's one or the other. That's a very nice bike though. I've got enough bikes, but if I was in the market for one that is more of a road style bike, it's got the same kind of handlebars as the Fiido, but it's got 27 or 28 inch wheels, probably 27, and the frame is similar to a road bike in geometry, and for an e-bike it weighs probably, I want to say, low to mid 30-pound range. So, you know, this one I'm on right now, I think it's 42 pounds. So all that bike that just rode past me weighs less than this does. So, and I think it's still an aluminum frame. There aren't a lot of carbon fiber bikes out there, e-bikes out there, because carbon fiber is prohibitively expensive
Actually, I didn't even really
for a road bike, and I should have gotten mad as a kid, but I didn't. Too busy talking to you. So if you have the cost of e-bike parts, motor, batteries are freaking expensive. I know that the battery on my Super 73 is probably a third or more the cost of the entire bike. The battery is probably $1,000 on a $3,000 bike. So that's the reason you don't see a lot of carbon fiber framed e-bikes, because it would just price them out of affordability if they use carbon fiber. Plus, welded aluminum frames are just, or welded steel for that matter, they're just more durable. Carbon fiber is still prone, even in this day and age, carbon fiber is still prone to failure. And the failure is catastrophic on a carbon fiber bike. Aluminum just bends, it doesn't break, it doesn't snap. Carbon fiber will just literally shatter when it has a flaw or a defect that leads to failure. And oftentimes, even with X-ray and other methods of inspecting carbon fiber components or carbon fiber frames, you can't see flaws at all. So I'm certain that's why the design decision from almost every manufacturer is to stay away from carbon fiber, except in the case of seat tubes and forks, which are, ubiquitous in the biking world. So I will get an opportunity to ask this person. I'll tell you if it's a male or a female at this point. Passing on your left. Thank you. Thank you. That's the first time I used my bell. It's pretty audible. I'll use it more often. Past this person, I think. Passing on your left. Thank you. Doubt they heard me. Had earphones in, earbuds. Got to tell you, the applied motor torque on this bike is absolutely flawless, seamless. You can't tell when the motor cuts in. I know it's got a torque sensor, but I got to tell you, it's one of the better torque sensors I've personally experienced, and even more surprising is when I stop pedaling, with a torque sensor, the motor should shut off immediately, and yet the motor cutoff is so smooth and so quiet and the motor is so quiet that you don't even know that the motor is not engaged. It's an impressive feat. I believe this bike was designed and manufactured in Hong Kong. I don't know. I think Fiido is a Kickstarter campaign company. This was not their first bike, and this was not their first attempt at this bike. They have a number of different models and bike designs in the e-bike world. I think everything they make is an e-bike, ranging from a foldable. This is a foldable bike, but it's not the smallest commuter bike they make. Their smallest one, I think, is laughably small. I don't think I could ride it with my 6'3" frame. I'm told I can from more than one YouTube reviewer / influencer, but I've seen tall people riding on YouTube videos, and it's just too funny to watch. I probably look a little funny on this bike. This is not my smallest bike, but it's my second smallest. My smallest would be my Jackrabbit XG, which is not a bike. It's actually it looks like a bike, but it has no pedals. It's a scooter, so it's all motor powered. And I don't go on terribly long rides with that bike. I use that mostly to go to the drugstore or the grocery store and pick up a small amount of groceries with the shopping basket that I have attached to the back of it. It's my utility bike. I have a much more substantial utility bike in my Turn, which I need to ride more. But the Turn weighs a lot, and it's a little bit more effort to get it set up to go on the ride. Although I love the bike. It's a fantastic bike. And it will carry a ton of cargo in addition to me. So, hi. A little bit of goo there I didn't really want to ride through. But God, from the motor to the drivetrain, everything about this bike it smacks of even higher quality, more expensive components than it uses. I mean, Shimano Altus is, I believe, the second from the bottom of the Shimano line. I think the Tourney being the cheapest. I guess it's just the particular implementation on this bike. You wouldn't know that it's inexpensive components with the way it shifts and the way it's set on my Yamaha mountain bike that I took possession of a few weeks ago. And it does not shift as smoothly or as quietly as this Shimano Altus does. Second to last hill before home. Probably doesn't look like much of a hill on my my camera droops. Oh no, I just noticed that. I don't know when that happened. Oh crap. No idea when the video got screwed up. I can't win for losing it. I thought I tightened it more than enough. Fudge. Well, I'll be cutting a lot of video out. Or I'll have to cut a lot of video out. I don't think you really want to have a movie about Southern California pavement. Crap. That's two failed video missions in a row for me. Very disconcerting. I'll take the sidewalk. out soon enough. And it just blows. Some bump knocked it down. Hopefully it was just for a short spell. I will stay on the sidewalk until I can merge back out onto the... I don't know how... Yeah, I'll stay on the sidewalk as long as I don't encounter anybody coming in the opposite direction. I'm going to slow down for a minute here so we can take in the nice wreaths that they put on our community entrance pillars. I think it's a nice gesture, nice touch. I'll have to make another nighttime ride video and capture a little bit more of the holiday cheer that people put up on their homes and the lighted trees around our western traffic circle. That is just, this year's display in this traffic circle is the best I've seen. They really went the extra mile this year to put lights up in those trees. And since it is the holidays, I'll make a lap around and we got posed on my camera circumstances here. And there's a bump in the sidewalk. Glad I wasn't going fast. That would really hurt. I'm going to make a somewhat awkward turn here so I can head up the hill. Okay, here we go. I can probably thank my lights here for alerting oncoming traffic that I'm going straight so that they don't turn into me. I'm sure they are appreciative of the extra effort I put into me staying visible. Again, it's unreal how quiet this bike is. I don't even know I'm riding an e-bike other than the fact that I can tell I'm getting help going up this steeper incline. And this is my left turn. Lap around my community. Unfortunately, because of the nature of our community layout, you don't get a chance to see down the driveways where a lot of the people who don't have street side settings to display their lights. You have to look down the driveways to see their lights. Let me show you an example. I'll go down this driveway so you can see the lights. Don't care for their choice of cool white lights, but nonetheless, it's a nicely done job. From that tree to their 3 association maintained bushes. Those are nice. I like the colored lights. Those are nice colors, and they're not gaudy pastels. They're more traditional colors. So, yeah, very nice. Again, it's not quite as dark as I think it is because my sunglasses make it look darker. There's some pretty lights too. Some more association bushes covering lights, very pretty. Some blue lights. And hopefully you can see the lights on the balcony of our house. Hey there. Big dog. Anyway, I'm home. I will quietly try to get past the Okay, I will call it. That's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed the ride. I will definitely look to see just how much of this footage got shot staring at the pavement. That will go away. Bye.